stylish TV. Today we will discuss a new topic, an apology for poetry. This is a topic from criticism in English literature. An apology for poetry is written by Philip Sidney, and this was his answer and reaction against the attack on poetry by Stephen Gosson. So let us take a start take. What is it? What his answer and what his views about poetry. Philip Sidney in his apology for poetry reacts against the attack made on poetry by the Puritan Stephen Gosson. To Sidney, poetry is an art of imitations for specific purpose. It is imitated in teach and delight. According to him, poetry is simply a superior means of communications, and values depend on what is communicated. So even history, when it is described in lively and passionate expressions, becomes poetic. It prepares imaginative literature. It teaches better than history and philosophy. Literature has power to reproduce in ideal golden world, not just the brazen world. Stephen Gosson makes charges on poetry, which Sidney answered. The charges are poetry is the best of time. Poetry is mother of all lies. It is a nurse of abuse. Plato had rightly banished the poet from his ideal world. Against these charges, Sidney has answered them in the following ways. Poetry is the source of knowledge and civilizing force. For Sidney goes on attacks on poetry, saying that it corrupt the people and it is a waste of time. But Sidney said that no learning is so good as that which teaches and moves to virtue, and that nothing can both teach and amuse so much as poetry does. In essay societies, poetry was the main source of education. He remembers ancient Greek society that respected poets. The poets are always to be looked up, so poetry is not wasted of time. To the second charge, Sidney answered that poet doesn't lie because he never affirmed that his fictions true and can never lie. The poetic truth are ideals and universals, therefore poetry cannot be a mother of all lies. Sidney rejects the poetry as a source of abuses. To him, it is the people who abuses poetry, not the vice versa. Abuses are more raised by philosophy and history than by poetry, by describing battles, bloodshed, and violence, etc. On the contrary, poetry helps to maintain moralities and peace by avoiding such violence and bloodshed. Moreover, it brings light to knowledge. Sidney views that Plato, as his public, wanted to banish the views of poetry. Not the poet he himself was not free from the politically which Ken finds in his ideology's dialogue. Plato never said that the poet should be banished. He called for banishing only those poets who are inferior and unable to instruct the children. For Sydney, art is imitation of nature, but it is not slavish imitation as Plato views. Rather, it is creative imitations. Nature is dull, incomplete, and ugly. It is artists who turn dull natures into golden color. He implies his creative faculty, imaginations, and style of presentation to decorate the raw materials of nature. For Sydney, art is a speaking picture having spatio-temporal dimensions. For Aristotle, human action is more important, for, but for Sydney, nature is important. Artists are to create art considering the level of readers. The only purpose of art is to teach and delight. Like the whole tendency of Renaissance, Sydney favors poetic justice that is possible in poets. Words where good are rewarded and wicked people are punished. Plato philosophy on virtue and worthless at the battlefield, but food teaches men how to behave. Under all circumstances, moral philosophy teaches virtue through abstract example and history, teaches virtues through concrete examples. Both are depictive. Poetry teaches virtue by example as well as perceived blend of abstract concrete. The poet creates his own world where he gives only the inspiring things, and thus poetry holds its superior position to that of philosophy and history. In a poet's golden world, heroes are ideally presented and evils are corrupted. The didactic effect of a poem depends upon the poet's powers to move its define on effective quality of poetry. Among the different forms of poetry like lyric, elegy, satire, comedy, etc. Epic is the best form as a portray heroic deeds and inspires people to become courageous and patriotic. And this facility defines all the charges against poetry and stand for the sake of universal and timeless quality of poetry makes us know why the poets are universal genius. I hope you understand the topics. Please subscribe the channels, comment, like, and share with your friends. Thank you from Knowledge TV.